So today, looking at our globe, the globe that they show you on Google, we can see that there's a whole lot of land that they can actually fit on that little ball. And if you spin that ball around somehow, can they really fit all of that land on the same ball? I'm the curvature amateur here. I'm Louis, and I want to present to you a bunch of proof that we don't live on the globe, and the Earth is not flat either. But I'm not really going to do this on this video. I just want to show you some potential of observation for now, until I can really get the shot. So a lot of my videos I've shot from home here in Hawaii, from the Big Island. Mostly from the Kohala Mountains, looking towards Maui and Kaulave, Molokini, the small little island, and looking at Lanai and Molokai, even the low end of Molokai. And also we've shown you some footage from Kona. We can see Molokai from there, the low end of Molokai from 2,000 feet elevation, looking at less than 1,500 feet of elevation. And what I'd like to see would be a little further, if the days would allow me. So to be able to see that, I got to find the right alignment, and that would be from Kona. From Kona, I would be able to see Oahu, if the conditions were right. Because I can't see Oahu from the Kohala Mountains so well, because they kind of line up with the other islands, Lanai and Kaulave. And I want to be able to see Kauai, if the world is that flat. The world is kind of flattish. I show you proofs in my other videos. So 275 or some miles away is Kauai from Kona. If I were to be able to see that, that would be pretty far away. In a curve, on a globe, you wouldn't be able to see that. On a flat Earth, you would. And Oahu would be is 165 or 66 miles away from Kona. That either I wouldn't be able to see if we were on a globe, and if the world was flat, yeah, it'd be right out there. If the conditions are good enough, because a little bit of moisture cuts the view. So we've seen the low end of Molokai, 121 miles away. Okay, if you calculate the curvature of the Earth, you would see that, no, we wouldn't be able to see that, but we do see it from 2,000 feet elevation. I have a whole video on the giant wahine of Hawaii. You can see the arm, left arm, boobs, yoni, legs down under the water, and the butt of the volcano butt. But I explained to you all that in my other video, Giant Wahine of Hawaii. You can see the head here. It looks kind of a real head, doesn't it? Anyway, so here, this whole area, we have a very good view from one end to another, from Kona to Kohala Mountains to Waimea. That whole area is kind of concave, so it leaves us a great viewing, as opposed to the rest of the island. We can kind of see from the Waipio lookout. We can kind of see down the coast. We can see Maui from there, but we can't see much down the Amakua coast. We can see a bit around Hilo up the coast. We can't see much in Pahoa. There's no view down there. There's a bit of a view from Volcano the Ocean far away, but nothing close. You can't see anything down Captain Cook area, except if you're looking down in the ocean. But mostly the view area is in that part between the head and the left arm of, ooh, we got boobs in our eyes. The two biggest mountains on Earth, big boobs of the giant wahine of Hawaii. And if we look at the head, you can see a big fat nose. You see an eye, pretty clear eye, another eye obscured, and a cigar in the mouth of our head of Hualalai Mountain. That's the satellite picture, just to remind you. So I want to make an observation up here in Kona. You can see the upper highway 190 that links Waimea to Kona on the mountainside. I went up Koloko Drive from that 190, and it kind of zigzags up the mountain. We don't see it very clearly here because Google is not highlighting it right now. Let's get a little closer look. Highlight, please. Thank you. So here's a little road, Makai. There's a parking lot. Then you can go hike. Okay. And from there I got a couple of views of the other islands. Not the best view. Sadly, I got up. There's the airport in front of there. There's a Pu'uku'ili. I have a whole video on Pu'uku'ili. It's down there. So I got up real early, thanks to the waning moon. I could see that there weren't so many clouds out there, so it looked clear enough. So I drove as fast as I could to Kona, try to get a glimpse. I hiked as fast as I could on the hill to be able to see what we could see. There's Kauai, Oahu, Molokai on the right, Lanai, Kaulave, Maui on the right side, and Molokini in between. Okay, this is a Hawaiian island chain. It goes far. All those tiny little islands we don't see so much. So what I saw up on the hill, first I encountered some noisy little creatures. They're hanging up in the tree. They wouldn't repeat anything I said, but they were there. So I brought myself some coconuts to hydrate my body on the hike. I littered the country with my coconut shell. I have to climb my coconut trees to get my coconuts that I quench my thirst with my own skills. So there's a lot of trees in that area. It's really hard to find a good view. I had to walk around, go up, a little further down, around this hill, over this tree, blah, 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 to be able to find a perfect view, because there's always a little tree somewhere down there that's kind of cutting off the view I want to show you. And down that way is the Kona Airport. Just want to demonstrate the powers of the Nikon P900. There's a lot of heat, atmospherical refraction we call, from the heat in Kona, and it's early in the morning. There's still some heat raising. So there's a strip, landing strip. There's a tower. Any action going on there? People keeping their social distance in that tower. They're telling us to do it, but they're not. You see those politicians telling us to do it on stage? They're almost holding hands. They're grabbing each other's butt behind the altar. And you can see those little winky smiles as they're looking at one another. So there's Maui. And bear in mind that I made an effort to get out there for you guys. I got up extra early. I drove real fast. Try not to get a ticket. get there and hike as fast as I could. Be able to get a glimpse of what we can see from up there. There's the observatory on Maui. All right, we can't see that much. Can't see that well. Sorry, I'm not showing you the cream of the cream here. Just showing you a sample. So down here you can see the other half of Maui, separated by the valley, separating Haleakala from the West Maui Mountains. And there's some clouds in the way. You would be able to see things down here if it was clearer. You would be able to see Molokini, Kaulave, Lanai. But not on that day. Sorry. So just trying to see. It's pretty hard to see. Looking in the camera. It's a challenge. Very big physical challenge. To get out there and to be looking very patiently in the small eye of the camera. Be able to prove my point that no, we don't live on a globe spinning in the vacuum of space. You can take my word right now and say, okay, Louis, okay, I believe you. Or you can watch my videos that actually show you why and how. And you know, with a good camera like that, who can cheat? I know that there's plenty of good cinematographers out there that can cheat their movies, make all kinds of fantasy appear on CGI. I mean, what NASA does all the time, that's what they do. They show you a bunch of stuff that they filmed in studios, underwater, up in airplanes, doing those crazy loops up in the air. So, sorry. I'm not showing you the best video right now. And I'm not making any proofs either in this video. But watch my other videos, and I got at least a dozen videos that show clearly that the math that Google suggests us to use, and they're not suggesting us 5 ways of calculating the Earth curvature. They're only showing us one way. You might find some other theories out there that would add some cosinus to the formula or whatsoever kind of crap, but it doesn't make too much sense in the result you get at the end. But the one formula that Google gives us is off the mark. And watch that in my videos. Just looking at the Molokai from 50 miles away, Molokini from 50 miles away, we wouldn't be able to see that below 1,600 feet, and I was able to see that just above 700 feet. That's in my video eclipsing the island of Molokini. And if you watch my video, More Eyes on Molokai, we can see Molokai 120 some miles away as we're standing up at 2,000 feet of elevation. And we can see the height of Molokai on the low end is below 1,500 feet. And we can see that from 2,000 feet. So Again, I'm sorry, you can almost see something out there. It almost looks like islands, but when I look closer, I zoom in. No, it's just the clouds. They're just little lines in the ocean. Okay, so I'm not proving much in this part of the video. There's the moon. There's the proof that the moon exists. But why is the moon as blue as the sky? Why? There are some videos on YouTube I've seen where you can actually see stars through the moon. And I even saw a video of this scientist from the 1950s claiming that the moon is some kind of a luminescent blob. So up here I was at 3,765 feet. According to my altimeter that I demonstrate sometimes might be a little faulty. Just like any other scientific instruments, I'd like to point out, a bunch of them are faulty, especially if you get the test that our president wants to push on everybody. They want to test everybody every day and make sure nobody's sick. So we can sell a whole lot of test kits. Who makes the money? Just to show you that you might be sick. You might have some antibodies in your body reacting to your environment. You know, I work around mold all the time. I work in dust a lot with trees. So I cough a lot. Doesn't mean I have a virus? No. This virus exists. Do they exist? Make your own research. Look at what a virus looks like, what they show you, what a virus is. Look who invented viruses. Look up that. Louis Pasteur. He invented the concept of viruses because it never existed before. So that was Pu'uku'ili. We just went by. That's a little beach right next to it on Kua Bay. Really nice place to go swim if you're getting off the plane at the Kona airport. And I went a little further on the side of the ridge here to be able to see. A little reference point of location here. So yes, there are plenty of faulty scientific instruments out there. Like that test kit I was telling you about, they say 85% are false positive. So you're gonna get tagged with a disease on your suit. You're gonna be labeled. This guy's got a disease after he tested positive in our faulty test. So you can see Maui here, the high part of Maui. Haleakala, the biggest crater in the world, is up in Haleakala. You can see the clouds stuffing up that crater at the top. And down there is the West Maui Mountains, just a bit lower than Haleakala. Haleakala is about over 10,000 feet, and the West Maui Mountains are like 7,000 or 8,000 feet. And you can kind of see another slope here, another mountain top, which would be the high end of Molokai. And we've seen the low end of Molokai in some of my videos. More eyes on Molokai. And those tiny little clouds in the way, they're messing up not my scientific experiment, my research. Because I don't like the word science. It sounds like a religion. I'm just trying to see anything below or above that cloud, which is right at the wrong elevation. That's the thing when we go up in the mountain, is we get clouds, so it's easier to have a good view at about 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 feet elevation. But when you go up over 3,000, 4,000, there's plenty of elevation on the Big Island to go up that high, but there's also the cloud level there, or even a small little film of clouds that would cut off the horizon. So we don't see much. Hard to say, hard to tell. You see the slope on the West Maui Mountains and the slope on Molokai, the high part of Molokai. And if it was clearer, we would easily see Molokai, Lanai, Kaolave. But would we be able to see Oahu? That's the question. Would we be able to see Kauai that far away? Kauai is 275 miles away. Would we be able to see that? My elevation was just about the same as I was earlier. Didn't change much. So there you go. Sorry. One of these days I'll get out there for you and I'll show you a clearer image of the Hawaiian island chain. But for now, be patient, please.